All right. Hip-hop is dead. This is what Nas said. But I want you to take a look at this and tell me, is it just me, or does this make any kind of sense? Jay-Z calls himself God, and Nas is calling himself God's son. So is anybody confused on why they got together? This is, I'm looking at it metaphysically. Just want to show you some things where things seem like they're one way on one level, but they're fixing something on a whole nother level. Because they speak a language, and we need to all become more symbol literate. Because these diabolical ones are not speaking English. Because if they spoke English, shit, we'd all know what the hell they got planned. So they're talking to each other and conveying messages using symbols. Whether it be hand symbols, colors, certain other signs. So for them to keep us off base, in is out, up might be down, left might be right, blue might be green. So their whole language is to keep us off base because they speak the hidden language. So when you see God and God's son joining forces, that's a Christian thing, so to speak. That's you know what I'm saying? That's what took place, or that may be what is taking place on this particular level. As I showed you, Christ, he died at 33, so to speak, as the story goes. We're not going to get into that. That'd be a whole nother lecture in itself. And then he was resurrected after 3 days, ascended into the kingdom, let's keep that in mind, of heaven. That's the gist of the story. Nas, at this present point, is 33 years old. Nas is the one who's saying hip-hop is dead because he is the embodiment of hip-hop. So at 33, the same point when Christ died, Nas is saying hip-hop is dead. We're going to go in on this. All right. Nas has got a concert coming up at the Nokia Theater in New York on December 22nd. Now, the reason that date struck me is because there's only one point in 365 days when the sun stops moving. And it stops moving for 3 days. That's December 22nd, December 23rd, and December 24th. The ancients used to put out the sundial, and they could tell you what time of the year was based on the sundial. At that particular point, if the sun reaches its lowest point at that point, it appears to stop moving before it moves back the other way. So this is where you get the term, the sun dies for 3 days. They're not talking about the S-O-N, they're talking about the S-U-N. Okay, so understand what we're talking about. Nas is giving his concert on the day that the sun dies. He also being the sun. Understand they're doing a twisted thing, and he's saying hip-hop is dead because that's the day that the sun dies. Do not think there's any coincidence or, you know what I'm saying, what's going on. He's performing a ritual right in front of our face. If he is the son, because he calls himself God's son, and we know that the sun died for 3 days, and the S-O-N dies for 3 days, he's showing you that he's pulling off this ritual. And we know that the year is 2007 in a couple of weeks. 2 and 7 is 9. 9 represents completion. Over, finito, done. So we're moving into a new cycle. So what he's doing is he's killing this cycle. So people want to know why Nas is saying hip-hop is dead. He's saying it on a whole nother level. For those who don't understand what's going on, they fighting over, it ain't dead, I'm still rhyming and shit, yo, so nonsense. But he's talking about something metaphysically is dead. And if hip-hop was birthed in New York, then New York is the one that has to tell you when this particular cycle is dead. Even though what they're doing in the South right now is dead. I'm going to say it. However, they cannot be the ones who say hip-hop is dead because then we lose control of it. We birthed it, we kill it. And we birth something else. Jay's new album is called Kingdom Come. Alright, so I just showed you that after 3 days, the sun ascends into the kingdom, right? Jay's new album is called Kingdom Come. Nas is now down with Jay-Z. They're pulling off a ritual right in front of our faces. All right? So when kingdom come, that's what Jay-Z is saying. When kingdom come, kingdom is here now because Nas is about to die and ascend into the kingdom. All right? Nas's album drops on the 19th. 12/19. 12 and 9 and 19 is 31. Last time I checked. Or 13. All depending on how you see it. Because 3 and 1 is 13. Am I correct? Christ and the 12 disciples, Jesus and the 12 disciples, is the number 13. However you look at it, we're dealing with the number 13. So I'm only breaking this down to you so you can understand that they fix these things and they're talking over our head in a language that a lot of us are not familiar with. And I told you, it's not about truth anymore, it's about the perception of truth. So they're fixing things mathematically, because if you're going to do any kind of ritual work or magic, you must know when the stars is, are lined up perfect. And also December 22nd is the winter solstice. So understand that you can garner up energy during the winter solstice if you know what you're doing. If it's in your subconscious mind that you want to use, because all is mental. Our ancestors always taught all is mental. So if I mentally feel that I can manifest magic during this time, and maybe his career is getting catapulted into a whole nother level, because he's dying and then he's going to resurrect himself once again. You follow what I'm saying? So let's keep that in mind when we look at this. Give me a second here. Now, all right, this is the metaphysical breakdown. We got 7 major chakras, or major wheels of light that's spinning our body with nothing but light energy. All right, I just got finished explaining. This is suit that we're wearing, and we're using it, and yada yada yada. So, the root chakra is red. That's the base of the spine to the top of your spine. Or you got 33 vertebrae. So the metaphysical breakdown of the Christ story is, once that energy ascends from the first vertebrae, and this is for all you Masons out there too, up to the 33rd vertebrae, you become illuminated or enlightened, and you begin to sit on the right side of the Father. So Christ is a Christ consciousness. It's not necessarily a person. When you're dealing with it metaphysically, we all are Christ. We all have the ability to ascend from our lower self to our higher self. So once you raise that Kundalini energy up the 33 vertebrae, you sit on the right side of the Father. And like I said, Nas is 33 years old. So he's decided to say hip-hop was dead when he was 33. Is it a coincidence? I don't think so. Coincidence is the language of the ancestors. And for those who know what time it is, they know what time it is. His last album came out 2 years ago. He was 31 or 13. You follow what I'm saying? Again, that's Christ energy. Jesus and the 12 disciples, whatever the case may be. So this is the metaphysical breakdown. You see what hell is. I don't know what happened. Might have got cut off a little bit. All right. You see what hell is, and you see what heaven. It's just the raising of that energy from the base of the spine up the medulla oblongata, and now you illuminated because now you know the truth. You know what I'm saying? And it's 7 wheels of light, 7 major wheels of light which help you ascend. And once you activate each chakra, you become more and more enlightened. This is what the yogis are doing, sitting around meditating. They're trying to raise their consciousness and their energy all day. They meditate for 40 days sometimes, 40 nights, trying to raise up that energy, because they know that a lot of what's going on around us is bogging our energy down. Christ and God are the same people. I'm going to say that again. Christ or the devil and God are the same damn people. I'm just illustrating. When you vibrating on a low frequency, that's when you acting devil-like. You follow what I'm saying? That's when the beast inside of you is prevalent. You follow what I'm saying? When you raise up that energy and understand who you are, you're one with the supreme consciousness, that's when you vibrating on your God-like head.